Hi! Good evening, afternoon, or night, AXOLOTS. For legal reasons, I don't know where you live. So as we all know, I am a prodigy, a genius even of many talents. I am a marine biologist, a painter, a future psychology student. In fact, I'm so good at psychology, I'm inventing a new mental illness. But what you may not know is that I am also a renowned author. When I was 10 years old, my mom decided that my stories were too good to be hidden in Microsoft Word and let me print them out into books, which I then gave away to my teachers and friends, leaving behind only a copy. And I've decided that a masterpiece this good cannot be just kept in my closet collecting dust. No, it must be shared to the world. So let's take a first look. I was really heavily inspired by Big Nate, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and Tom Gates. And so I decided that my character must also have a very quirky, memorable name. And I would bet you $1,000 you would not believe the name I gave this character as a 10-year-old child. Willie Banger. His name is Willie Banger. For some reason, the R couldn't be formatted the same as the other words, so it is just unreasonably huge in the title. So it's just Willie Banger. And this is actually part 2. It's actually a sequel. Yeah, boy was so successful we made sequels. I couldn't find the first one, so we're just gonna have to deal with this. The title is Back to School and Other Stuff. Okay, first thoughts, we have Willie standing in front of the school cage. And if you look closely, really closely, if he were to turn his pentagon head just slightly to the side, he would easily make it out of these giant gaps in the bars. The first page, we have the character sheets. There's Willie looking like the Roblox face for being up to no good. Max, who has dislocated his shoulder in order to eat a hot dog. Tina, who you can probably tell is the little snitch in the scenario. She's wearing glasses. Hate people who wear glasses. Mary, whose hair defies all laws of physics. And Fiona, who has no legs. And then there's the classic school bully Benny. And then you can really tell I ran out of names here, because the next girl's name is Titi Lee. Wait, no, Fitty Lee. Yes. The teachers all get shoved down into like this corner at the bottom because I had an agenda against teachers. We got Mrs. Lisa, Mrs. I ran out of space. Principal Nikki, Mrs. Daisy, and then Mr. Chapter 1. Hello AXOLOTS, this is Manfal here again to let you know that this video is sponsored by Fashion Chingu. Thank you again to Fashion Chingu for saving me from the perils of university. I need help. Fashion Chingu is an online store that specializes in selling outfits that have been worn by K-pop idols or in K-dramas in a more affordable price. So if you want to cop the fashion of BTS or Blackpink, this is the site to visit. Here are some of my favorite looks that they've sent me. The clothes are super comfortable and the quality is actually really great. Usually when I online shop, my jacket leaves me feeling like I'm still in Antarctica, but these ones help me stay microwaved. Guys, are we ready for the coolest coat you've ever seen? Like what? Look at the pants! They got zippers. Oops, my feet. If you're interested, Fashion Chingu is having a Black Friday campaign with a store-wide discount of 25% off from November 20th to November 24th. That's a lot of kachinga says. So be sure to check it out with the link in my description. Thank you again to Fashion Chingu, and let's get back to the literary masterpiece. Willie woke up at 6:20 in the morning. He wasn't happy nor jolly to go back to school, but the thing he was looking forward back to school was the seats. Mr. Washington. The funny thing is this is supposed to be set in Malaysia. Where the hell do you find a Southeast Asian named Mr. Washington? Their Mandarin teacher. Ah yes, the most common Chinese name. And Mr. Washington always made a sheet and stuck it at their notice board. And Willie sometimes, always, got stuck with Tina Primely. The reason Willie hated Tina was because she always bragged about her grades. Anyway, Willie switched the alarm clock and went back to sleep. When Willie finally woke up, it was already 6:55. Willie cycled quickly while eating a piece of toast. That's so anime of him. In the middle of his cycling, he looked to his right and saw a newly opened sweatshop. Huh? A sweet shop. It's much better. Inside, Willie saw candies he would die to taste. He looked in front of him. It was his school. Then to his right, the sweet shop. Willie looked at his watch. It's only 7:10. Class starts at 7:30. It's okay if I go there at 7:20. He's girl mathing this. And with that, Willie went to the sweet shop. He bought a bag of jelly beans, 100 candies, damn he counted, and 5 lollipops. Then he went to his class of 6K and was surprised to see his math teacher, Mrs. Lisa, there looking at him with her flaming eyes. Oh. Why are you late, Willie? Asked Mrs. Lisa. Sorry, Mrs. Lisa, but you are mistaken. Oh shit, bad idea. Correcting a teacher? Ooh! In Malaysia? Ooh! I'm right on time, see? He said, pointing to his Iron Man watch. Mrs. Lisa looked at his watch, then at hers. You stupid bimbo! Whoa, 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 whoa! I don't think you can be calling students that, Mrs. Lisa. There. I don't think I knew what that word actually meant. Look at this drawing. I remember struggling so hard with the directions. I was like, okay, the sweet shop is to the right. The school is there. Alright, okay, so he didn't count. He bought 2 bags of 50 pieces of candy. That's actually genius. This is so biblically accurate. You can see the lollipops, the jelly, the cashier, his image of Mrs. Lisa, the bicycle wheel. You stupid bimbo, said Mrs. Lisa. It's not 7:30, it's 7:40. Where were you? I had a really bad stomachache and I spent a lot of time inside the toilet, so that's why I'm late. I'm telling you the truth, Mrs. Lisa, Willie cried while hiding his bag of treats behind his back. Too late! Tina already saw those treats. Teacher, Willie is lying. He went to the sprinkle sweet shop and brought back some treats. She's such a snitch that she even has the geographical pinpoint location of where he went. Tina said, giving the "you're in trouble because of me" smirk to Willie. Mrs. Lisa screamed at Willie a couple of times and then took out a blue pad. Go see Mrs. Daisy at the end of school, she said. This is how you know I was American washed, because there's no such thing as detention in like public schools in Malaysia, which is what Willie goes to. I just got the idea because in Big Nate, they use pink slips as detention. And then Willie had to stand outside the hall as a punishment. Yeah. Classic Malaysian punishment. Willie picked at the sheet when he was walking next to the notice board. Yes! I'm sitting next to Mary and Max, Willie's best friend. Oh, so a troublemaker. Then he stood near the hall daydreaming. After Bahasa Malaysia, taught by Mr. Farasi, and music by Mrs. Tuniala. I gotta actually research names. It was recess time. I hate Mrs. Lisa the most, grumbled Willie to Max. Then, Willie began dreaming about Mrs. Lisa as Medusa, chasing him as Indiana Jones. Suddenly, he felt a pat on his shoulder. He was so startled that he threw his hamburger away. Yep, that's a reasonable excuse, like you pat me on the shoulder. Oh shit! His hamburger landed on Tiffany's head. Tiffany threw it to Willie, and Willie threw it back to her. Why did he throw it back to her? And she threw it back, only this time, Willie accidentally threw it to Mandy. And oh boy, was Mandy mad. You might even say she was Maddie. And to make a long story short, food fight! Principal Nicky ran from his office to the canteen. When he heard the news, oh sweet Jesus, what the fuck is that drawing? He opened his mouth to scream, but instead a tuna sandwich flew into his mouth. Questioning the physics of this, when he finally choked down the tuna sandwich, he ate it? Bro's esophagus is a vacuum cleaner. He screamed, "Who started this food fight?" Everybody pointed to Willie. I expected better of you, Willie. But since today is the first day of school, I'll let you go. But the next time I catch you doing this, it's an automatic detention. I mean, who would want to give a student detention on the first day of school? I like how in this image, you can see a dozen hands from the heavens protruding down just to point at Willie. Who the fuck is this girl again? Mary. Mary's walking away in disappointment. Tina's being a little bitch about it with her parallelogram torso. Max is just staring sadly at Willie and thinking, Willie. It's so clear that I don't know how to draw people with a tummy, because why is Principal Nicky built like a Tetris block? The bell rang. Willie succored. Huh? Succored into the class. Succored. Succored. Succored is a word. It means give assistance or aid to. I think I was trying to spell scurried. Yeah, boy, I might be a bit dyslexic. Students, today we may make some poems. Any will do, said Mrs. Hanna as she handed out some papers. Oh shit, it's Willie's incel era. Any will do, eh? Said Willie, looking at Mary. And he started. And now you will see my natural talent for poems as a young child. Willie Banger, 6K, love poem to someone special. My girl, you are the best. You're so much better than the rest. You're the star and I'm the moon. Like the plate who ran away with the spoon. Okay, you lost me there. I think you are the nicest girl. And if I were a mouse, you would have made my tail twirl. Ooh! And my girl, just so you know, you're so pretty, you make my jaw drop low. Oh shit, here's some bars. Chapter 3. Willie wanted to give the love poem to Mary straight away, but then he stopped. He was too shy to give it to her in person, so he decided to put the stuff into her locker. When the time was right, he went in front of the class and asked Mrs. Hanna if he could go to the bathroom. That depends on if you've done your poetry, Willie. I am almost done, Mrs. Hanna. I need some time to think. Yeah, Willie, if you're done with your poem, you just gotta piss yourself. You just gotta shit yourself on the floor right here. Then Mrs. Hanna said okay, and with that, Willie ran out of the classroom. He went towards the locker room. Let's see, locker 1342. Aha, he said as he ran towards the locker. Then he pushed the love poetry into the locker. She's going to fall in love with me once she reads this, he thought. Then he went back to his class. After a few more lessons, yawn, the bell rang. Everyone exited the prison. Whoops, I mean classroom. You're so quirky. And Willie told Max his plan. It's totally going to work. Once Mary opens her locker, she's going to get struck by the love cupid. Who talks like this? Then Max said, what's her locker number? Easy, locker 1342, said Willie happily. Wait, locker 1342? Mary's number is 1324. Also, Max, you dumbass, if you knew this, why did you ask him? A cold sweat ran down Willie's neck. Then whose number is 1342? Tina! Oh my god! Willie screams after Max told him the answer. Impossible! This is a disaster! A catastrophe! I'm going to die! My god, he's so me whenever a mild inconvenience happens. Then he ran to the locker room. Tina was already there. Hey genius, what's this about? You like me? I can't believe it! She shouted out loud. No, Tina, that's for someone special. It's definitely not for you, unless you want me to create a hideous poetry about you. God damn, bro could have just stopped, but he didn't. Tina looked as if she wanted to wring Willie's neck. And she did. When Willie went back to the canteen, he looks like a huge bobblehead. So, did it work? Snickered Max. Willie ignored him and ate his bun. I don't know why bun was said with so much aggression. This part made my mom laugh. I was really proud of it. You know, this drawing. Chapter 4. Then the bell rang. Willie, spelled incorrectly, saw Mary around the corner. Hey Mary, how are you? Said Willie, blushing. Oh, nothing. I've just heard rumors that you like Tina. Oh no! And then gave Tina a nice and romantic love letter, she said, looking at Willie in the eyes. Yeah, where else would she look at him? In the ass? It was a mistake. It was for you. He confessed. Then the bell rang. Cock blocker. It was art and craft lesson with Mr. Ryan. Class, today we are going to draw portraits of our best friends. He or she draws you, then you draw him or her, then you sign the paper. Understand? He said, then he gave them some papers. Ooh, would have thought. Here are Willie and Max's drawings. And then Willie turned into a mangosteen. Willie's drawing of Max is supposed to be really good because he's supposed to be a good artist, but you can't really tell because it looks like dog shit. We're nearing the end, guys. It's almost over. Chapter 5. Willie thought his drawing looked okay, and then he looked at Max's. He burst out laughing. Ha 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 ha. Is that a sick drawing or what? He teased. It's so funny because I used sick in this way as like a derogatory term. But in actuality, this would kind of be calling Max's drawing really good. Max was angry, but he kept his cool. I'm proud of my drawing, and I think it looks just fine, he said. Willie kept teasing Max, but Max didn't say anything. Until Willie tore Max's drawing to half. Why? What prompted this? Yo, Will is kind of an asshole. Oh my god, he is Greg Heffley. That's it. I'm never going to be friends with you again, he cried, then walked away. That's so Max. Fuck this dude. I don't need him. I can draw myself on this paper. But after he's finished, he noticed one tiny problem. Max didn't sign his paper. This was the best I could come up with for friendship drama. So Willie tried to sign his own paper, but a week ago, Max told Willie that his signature is not Max Tuluta. It's something else. Tuluta. 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 Was it Yudu or Robert? Those are vastly different. I don't know. I'll just write Max Tuluta. What the fuck is this conflict? Why is there 20 conflicts going on? This is not following the pyramid structure at all. Big mistake! Mr. Ryan heard Willie. Willie, you do know you can't sign someone else's paper, right? He crooned. Crooned? The fuck? To hum or sing in a soft, low voice, especially in a sentimental manner. Yeah, I don't think he's doing that. Then he gave Willie a ton of papers. Take these to my office desk. Then go and take my pencil case and my water bottle as a punishment. I think that is child labor. Willie grumbled and went out the door. On the way, Max whispered to him, Hey doofus, you do know that my signature is Himi Woo, right? Why? Why would you... Why though? Why? Your name is Max Tuluta. Why is your signature Timmy Woo? Then he giggled. Willie was very angry at Max, but he was also angry at himself. After he did all those things, he went back to class. It was free time, and Mrs. Ewan, of course, took them to the playground. Willie saw Benny, the bully. He was aiming to his victim. He was staring at Max! Max was on the slide when he saw the problem. Benny grabbed him and gave him a noogie. Then he beat him up, then a wedgie. Okay. Clearly, I have never been physically bullied in my life. Willie closed his eye and hoped for the best. Finally, he couldn't stand it anymore. He jumped on his head and actually rode on him. Okay. They fought and fought and fought and fought. Someone's clearly trying to reach a word count. Until Mrs. Ewan arrived. So much for a teacher to the rescue. And gave them a boring lecture about friendship. Yo, my guy was beating the shit out of Max. Max is a victim. What is this boring lecture treatment? Then the bell rang. About time. They can, which I then crossed out and said could, go home now, but not Willie. He had 2 detentions now. One is from Mr. Ryan, and one is from Mrs. Ewan. Oh, he got detention? Okay, yeah, kind of realistic, you know, teachers tend to just punish without learning the full story. Wow, I was really venting here. Don't worry, buddy, said Max. I am coming to the detention room with you. Oh, they're making up! Willie scratched his head. How? I mean, it's not like you have any detention slips. Easy, man. I'll just take Benny's. Why would you? Okay. He could have just taken Willie's other detention slip. He could have very easily just taken it so that both of them just had one. I didn't think of it when I wrote that. I didn't think of it when I read that. They chatted for a while and then Max came back with a sad face. No luck. That guy actually wants to go to detention. He said something about Fitty Lee being cute. Willie looked around him. He saw Fitty Lee around the corner holding a detention slip. He ran towards Fitty Lee and took away her sleep. Then the two of them headed to the detention room, smiling. And that's the end of the story. I like how the whole confession scene with Mary just went absolutely nowhere. In the end, it's just him and Max walking into the detention room hand in hand. Okay, I see what you are. And then we have like a coming soon for a 3rd book, which I never bothered to write. And then the end thing, which is a little drawing of me that I did. I love to read my own books and others as well. See, I knew that if I was to become an established author, I should put like a quote at the end that people could reference when they talk about me. And this was what I came up with. So that was the end of our book reading session. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know how you feel about this absolute banger of a book and if I should go on to become an established writer more. Hopefully I can find the 1st book. If I do, let me know if you want to see it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Literature Plunge.